What's up, everybody? If you want to learn how to get your dog to get caught in the woods, if your dog's giving you a hard problem getting caught, getting on that leash, that final 5 steps, this is the video for you guys, man. Okay, so if you have been in the woods with dogs, if you have been out hunting with dogs, this is one of the main things that coonhounds will always tend to be like. They do not want to make that final 10 feet. They do not want to make that final 15 feet. They will come up by you and run off real quick and get it just a little bit away from you, or just out of your reach where you cannot get them leashed, right? And they will play this game indefinitely. It will be an issue. It'll plague your brain. You'll be so mad. Okay, so first, right off rip, we are going to two tips, and they're hand in hand of the same exact thing. We are always, always, always going to praise the dog for returning. Okay, so if we call a dog and it makes the trip all the way, we are always going to praise. I don't care the circumstances. I don't care if you just ran through, 10 miles of briar patches with bare legs. If you call that dog within 10 feet, you have to praise that dog, because if we discipline the dog, okay, so this is tip number 2. If we discipline a dog for doing what we've asked, then it really will not understand why it has to or even wants to finish the trip to get leashed, okay? So here is another big thing too. A lot of guys, what they will do is they will catch their dog, and once they have it on the leash, then the dog gets disciplined while it's on the leash. Okay, so now we're building a bad relationship with the leash. Okay, so the first one builds a bad relationship with you and the dog. Okay, so the dog won't want to make the trip because of the things that you've done and personal experience between you and the dog. The second one is going to cause the dog not want to get caught because we've leashed the dog and then immediately discipline the dog in whatever way that we discipline the dog, right? So we have two things that are really telling this dog, do not go all the way, right? This might not be the case for everybody, but this will really amplify the problem. Some dogs just naturally want to be that way. They're just kind of being blatantly disobedient. But there's a time and there's a place to discipline, okay? And I think I'm going to make a video about that, a whole nother video, okay? So another thing that we're always going to do is we're always not going to like lunge or make really aggressive movements or jab our feet in the ground, moving real fast like this, herky jerking, trying to get the dog caught before it peels off again, right? We've all done it. We've all seen it done. It's a problem. It creates an issue, right? It sends the wrong message to the dog. It can send multiple messages to the dog. It can send the message of you want to play, so the dog will think it's funny or want to play or whatever, and it just makes it worse. Or it makes the dog leery and untrusting, right? So the dog will see this and go, I don't, no, that looks aggressive. I don't want that. I want to stay away from that. Even if you aren't being aggressive, it can be misinterpreted by the dog as you being aggressive or being scary, right? So we don't want to do that. So we're going to call, zip our lip, stay still. And like what I do is I just like pat my legs. I keep patting my legs. Come here, come here, come here, come here. And once the straighter up you kind of stand, the closer they feel comfortable getting, especially if they have some kind of mistrust. And we can get them close, and then we just kind of gently grab them by the collar and leash them up and pet them, and that's that, right? Well, the dog's done what it's asked. We might have had to work for it a little bit, but getting the dog over to you and getting the leash on the dog is definitely something that is a headache if it doesn't get remedied, and it becomes just more of a problem, right? Okay, so another thing that I would highly recommend is you guys watch my shock collar video. I go over how I shock train and how I tone break and vibration break, all these things, and my shock collar video. It's kind of an older video, but the information there is very good. If you guys check that out, want me to make another one, just drop a comment over there on that video and I'll redo it, man. But using the shock collar and using the shock collar appropriately is the fastest way to get good results on a dog. And yes, a shock collar can make that dog immediately close that gap and get to you, but you have to remember the timing of this is what is important, because if we call the dog and then shock it after it's starting to do what it's supposed to do, it's like disciplining the dog. It's the same thing. Okay, so that's a huge headache that a lot of guys run into. I've ran into it you know, multitudes of times, whether it's happened to me or secondhand dogs that I've gotten that just act this way, or helping buddies train and seeing them just constantly be made a fool of by their dogs that don't want to get caught. Um, but it happens to everybody. It's completely understandable. It's one of those things that, you know, everybody goes through it. And some guys, you know, they kind of take it really personal and they kind of take it out on the dog, and that's not a good way to be. It's not a good thing to do. We have to understand that we have tools and abilities to fix dogs and get dogs worked through issues like this. And some of it is super easy stuff. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. That's the biggest tips and the best advice I can give you guys on that. Praise, do not discipline. Do not make a bad connection with the leash. So pick your time and pick your place, man. So, and then here we go. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the competition hunt that I put up, the state champion competition hunt. That was a blast, man. I had a great time. It is actually my first time ever being in the woods with squirrel dogs, dude. I had a phenomenal time. There's another one coming up in May. If you guys want to see that on the channel, I will definitely try to make the trip down there and get another cast spectated and get another hunt put on the books, man. Tilly is just missing her bench show and her hunt stuff for this particular hunt. But here, when she gets old enough, I plan on taking her down and putting her in and doing things like that. But it's been a huge waiting game. And for you squirrel hunter guys that keep coming in, dude, I appreciate you guys so much. I am so brand new to the squirrel hunter scene. I am slowly and easily easing my way into the squirrel hunter world. My puppy is only 3 months old, man, and I'm just slowly making strides. I am going through the regular puppy kind of stuff to where she looks good here and doesn't look good there, and it's just kind of, I'm waiting on that stuff to come together for her. And she's a very good dog, very, very good dog, and I'm expecting very high things out of her. Not expecting, we don't want to expect too much too early, but I see a lot of potential in her to be a very good squirrel dog. And we'll be working on it once we start getting some good stuff rolling in here. And I don't want to get on here and fumble around and make nonsense and make a fool out of myself all over YouTube training a squirrel dog that I don't know really much about. So we're going to see how this goes, man. We're just sending it downfield and hoping it goes somewhere. But she's been good. I've taken her to the park 2 times now. She's sight traced a total of about 5 squirrels. She's to the point now to where she's picking the squirrels up, darting after them, but once they go up the tree, she's kind of just like, where'd they go, you know, kind of thing. So a couple more rounds of sessions of that, she will be doing what she's supposed to do. And she's still very young, and I just want to give her all the opportunity to go ahead and do that. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see more competition hunt, squirrel hunt stuff, because I'll get out and go to those. I went to a couple coon hunts. I don't really care for that scene. It kind of put a really bad taste in my mouth because I went to the state championship coon hunt, night hunt, or whatever, and I spectated a cast. And them guys, all they did is just argue the whole entire time, and I was just like, this is not for me. But I have that video up if you guys want to see that. That's got a little recap in there. That's just got the Michigan State Championships coon hunt on there. So thanks for coming in. Keep them treated, guys.